Yeah, sure. 3 people.
Good morning,
Good morning.
everyone watching us, maybe, on the show right now. There it goes, it rolled over now. Hello, and welcome to the Rambles. I'm Zach, and that's not David
Correct.
at all.
An astute observation.
Yeah, I wore my glasses today, so that I could see things. All right, looks like we're rolling, and people are watching, so apologies to all of you that are jumping in. We're talking about stuff today.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things. We have got some items to talk about. We have got some things to do. But most importantly, I didn't squeeze my giant fat head into this child-sized Pokemon cap for nothing. It's Pokemon Month at Gigabytes.
It's true.
So if you're a fan of the Pocket Monster franchise, they have a lot of stuff over there. They've got puzzles. They've got games. They've got, obviously, the TCG side has the Pokemon stuff as well. There's fun things like a Master Ball, and I have the only one, so you don't actually have this. It's the only one in existence as per canonically correct Master Ball usage. So you got this. That's pretty cool. But they've got a lot of stuff over there. They have food specials.
Yes.
You can eat a real Pokemon, I think, is what it is, right? Pretty sure. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure that's the thing. Yeah, so we're going to just go ahead and set everyone on fire this morning and say what's the best Pokemon. That is the question of the day, is what is the best Pokemon, and obviously empirically correct answers only. So yeah, no, and it's not at all a subjective thing either.
No.
So I think we can
No.
absolutely determine that the best Pokemon is the Sandcastle Ghost guy. Yeah, if you've never seen the Sandcastle Ghost guy, I can't even say it right. I don't know his name, but it's a ghost that lives in a sandcastle. And yeah, Google it. It's a real Pokemon. It's great. It's stupid. I like that in the ice cream cone. I like the dumb ones. They're fun for me. Right now,
Oh,
yeah,
Palisand?
Palosand, the Sandcastle Pokemon. Definitely not the running out of ideas Pokemon.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah,
The only reason I know this because this one is in the new Pokemon Snap. And so that's the only reason that I even
Oh.
recognize this Pokemon.
I don't even know if I saw him in Pokemon Snap. I forgot that game came out. It was good times, good times. So, what Pokemon games you play? What kind of stuff like that? Let's get the community interaction going on the show this morning as we all struggle to wake up. Yeah. All right, yeah. Now we got some people in there. Cool. So I want to hear, like I said, I want to hear some favorite Pokemons while we're going through the stuff on the show today. Let's do it. I'm hoping they'll just fight amongst themselves about
Just
things.
cause chaos.
Really, we're waiting for like a couple of really big Pokemon fans to jump on.
Yeah.
Wherever Emily is, when she gets on, it's going to be a Pokemon war.
I think the fun part about Pokemon too is that like everybody's got their favorite, and it's very rare for people to have like the same favorites.
Have you ever met someone whose favorite Pokemon is like Pikachu?
Not since I was like 5, I think. Like legitimately, like that's like the favorite kind of until people like.
Is he too cool?
I
It's like
guess.
Pikachu's too cool in high school. Like you don't want to admit that he's cool, so you're like, I don't want to talk to that guy. I don't know. My favorite is Bronzong, which look that one up probably.
I mean,
I think he's been in enough stuff. He's been in like
Yeah.
5 episodes of the show.
Yeah.
Just weird. I was telling a story earlier to somebody that when I was in the Pokemon Center in Osaka, because I used to go work in Japan for a company, and oh, cool, the camera's gonna shut off momentarily and come back on. There it is. Fantastic. So what's cool is I can see the reflection in the TV. So now I have a little system to know when it comes back on. It's like the mirrors. Anyway, I was in the Pokemon Center in Osaka, and they do this thing where when you come in, if you tell them your favorite Pokemon, this was years and years ago, so there wasn't 1,000 yet. There was like 700, I think.
okay.
And you tell them your favorite Pokemon, and they will actually, like an attendant who's kind of dressed in a Poke Center outfit, like it looks really cool. They'll walk you through, and they'll be like, "Oh, your favorite Pokemon is Bulbasaur. Well, let's go over here. Here's the Bulbasaur plush." And like it's a little experience, and you get to the end, and they even give you a little Pokeball, and it's like you pick it, and there's a little plastic figure in there.
That's
And
really
so
cute.
they went through, and I waited in line with all of the other 12-year-olds to do this because, well, yeah, I wanted to do this. And I got to the front, and apparently there's only about 100 or so they didn't have the experience for. Absolutely, Bronzong was.
Oh no.
It was like I went Bronzong. They didn't have Noivern, and that Sableye was the one that I was actually like, okay, cool, and went through
Okay.
it. Yeah.
That's your top 3.
No, I was just trying to find one that they might have
Oh.
because I was like, Bronzong
Okay.
it's that.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
I think Ampharos.
I don't hear that a lot.
I know, and that's what I'm saying too. Like mine, I think is Ampharos. My brother's is Growlithe.
Growlithe. I knew that one.
And my sister-in-law's is Oddish.
Okay. Oddish, I like Oddish. Yeah. Yours is really the one standing out there. Because
Yeah.
that's like a far evolution and it's a giraffe that's electric.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
It's also very pretty shiny.
I don't even know what the shiny looks like on that.
It's cool colors. Like, it's basically
That makes sense.
entirely flipped to be cool colors.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I like in how the shinies in Pokemon games for most of existence were like, you get one maybe ever in a game, maybe ever, and in Pokemon Go, it's like, here's 50 shinies. Like, we've completely, you get as many as you want, who cares? Hey, we're getting greetings from Serbia. I don't know if you can see, we're going to talk about that in a second. Yeah, so, you want to start talking about some stuff? Get some stuff
Sure.
out of the way so
Sure.
we can ramble. I'm going to expect you to ramble about industry things, because I turn to my left and then basically just tune out for like 20 minutes. Take over.
Oh, God.
No, I'm kidding. Oh, so if you're in the Marietta area and this is the Gigabyte side of things, we have a lot of cool stuff going on at the store. Like I said, it's Pokemon month, and there's if you check out the calendar that's in the link in the comments, you can see all the things going on in the food specials. Like I said, it's like if you ever wanted to eat a Pokemon, you can experience that now. Which I guess Execute, you probably could do that. Like, I don't know, one of them was cracked anyway. That Pokemon never made sense. Like, what is the one?
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, Pokemon don't make sense at all. Don't think too hard about it. Just enjoy eating a Charmander steak. They come frame broiled by themselves, which is great. So there's a lot of stuff over there for Pokemon, but there's a lot of other stuff too. So I'm going to go from this direction out. So we got a couple of books that made sense to me.
I'm glad.
I brought a couple of things to show off. First off, this is not a new release, but there are still Lumineth books available. I only say that because there was like 2, and I know some people were on the Discord asking or trying to get one or something. And if you know me, you know that legendarily this is not an army that I'm a fan of. But actually, it's on the far game side of things, it's actually pretty balanced, and I really like what they've done with the new book. And I still don't want to paint them, but I like them okay now. I'm okay with the Lumineth. Daughters of Cain, you're still on blast, but Lumineth are all right. I'll throw that book over there. Right. Oh, there's the other Warhammer thing. Forgot where he was. Speaking of limited things that we still have a couple of, we have the man himself, Drecky Flint, here.
So I have a question on that. Why
Yes.
is the box blue?
Because it is.
Okay, because I saw that on the shelf like the other day when I was in Gigabytes, and I was like, "Why is this blue?" Because like all of their boxes are typically like
Yeah.
red.
I think because this is a book character, it came out with the book, and the book has a blue background. I'm just guessing
Okay.
that they just kind of went, yeah, it's color coordination on that. But we still got a couple of these left, and they're on eBay for a lot more than you can get them at Gigabytes right now. So if you still want one of these, go get it from Gigabytes, because they're cool. You could have this one right here. I like the way they rattle. What else got?
Well, if you're working from back to front,
I think that's the safest way to do it.
sure.
Yeah. Okay, we got Pokemon Growlithe is favorite. All right, that's 2 votes for Growlithe.
That is 2 votes.
So
for
I guess
And
Growlithe's in the
Litwick.
lead right now.
Litwick
And
is on
Litwick.
there too.
Oh.
Yeah, I like Litwick.
Yeah.
I like the chandelier progression.
I do too. My old idea for a Pokemon gym, if I was ever a gym leader, was just stuff that is in your house. Like Garbodor, also one of my favorite Pokemon, hands down, because it's just a garbage bag. But like that, and like a ceiling fan, and a window.
There's the one that's ice cream, basically. I don't remember what that
Everyone hates the ice cream one. It gets so much salt in the community because they're like, it's a terrible, boring design, and over here we have Diglett. That was 2 lines, guys.
That's
Electro and Voltorb, they just went, now he's angry. So, like, Seal. It's just a seal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when the people are like, Gen 1's the best, it's like, they all kind of had some stinkers in there, guys.
But we love them anyway.
We do love them anyway. D&D stuff going on. Right now, I can't tell you on the air what the sale is because, prices and all of that fun stuff you can't do. But there's sales going on the D&D stuff that you're looking at in front of me right now, and it's a really dang good sale. So if you are interested in any of this stuff, get over there and get it while you can. There's a collection of books. I only brought one because it's the prettiest and it's shiny, so I thought that was good. Oh, it's fanning too.
I do like the colors on Radiant Citadel. Because this is the special edition cover.
Yes,
As
yes.
opposed to the normal one. But I like the colors for this one.
Special edition's also on sale. So if you want to get a really nice, cool book to look really neat with the rest of your books.
Yeah.
I was very briefly briefed on what this book is, and I'm still not quite sure what it is. But apparently, this is nowhere, and then the Guardians kind of just come out of here and do stuff. And that's kind of how this book works. So, there you go. There's a small landslide happening over to the side of the camera here. Oh, and I see the camera cord has pulled the camera slightly to one side, so welcome to the slightly askew version of this show.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Alright, what else have we got on here? We have frameworks.
We do.
Have you seen these things?
I have seen them very briefly. I have not actually taken an in-depth look at them, but looking at the back of it, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, so these frameworks are really neat. If you, way back in the day, you just had to go online to certain forges of heroes and order your characters and wait, and then get them and paint them up like that if you wanted a custom D&D character.
And also hope that your character hadn't died in your campaign by the time it got to you.
Or gotten an entirely new suit of armor and hammer, and then by the time it shows up, it's completely wrong.
Yep.
But you know what solves that? Is having a selection of different items you can put on these characters, and if you're anywhere near with magnetizing ability, these are actually really easy to magnetize, which I can do it, so you can do it too. Because I'm not good with magnets. I always glue two ends of the wrong end, and I try to put his arm on, and it shoots off. I'm like, dang it. So, the frameworks thing is really cool. It contains basically like one kit worth of characters, but you're going to get a lot of stuff extra. And you can keep that stuff for when your character gets an upgrade. You can throw it on the other stuff because the sizes are all kind of congruent. So if you've got a backpack from one guy, it's going to kind of fit on the other guy. You might have to do a little sculpting on it. But I brought a couple in here because I'm a big fan of dwarf fighters and human clerics. I couldn't find a cool half-orc paladin for some reason. Dungeons and Dragons or WizKids or whoever's doing this. Hasbro. I don't know. I'm just going up the chain. Somebody do that. That's my character. I want to make one.
We should finish that campaign.
We should finish that. We've been in a game for 5 years.
Something like that.
But we've only played in 2 of those years. So, like most D&D games, it never gets played.
In true D&D fashion.
Yeah.
Just following a time-honored tradition.
Sound off in the comments if you've actually ever had a D&D game that ran on a congruent schedule that was, like, that happened.
One of our employees here has actually been in, like, 2, like, from, like, 1 to level 20 campaigns. And I was like, how?
How? Was it like you gain a level per day?
No, I think it was, like, actually, like, a legitimately, like, a campaign that went from start to finish. And I was absolutely baffled. I was like, are you serious?
I'm impressed.
Scheduling alone.
Yeah. I think I have 4 games that were on, like, the last, essentially, the big fight. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, one of these games is going to happen. But when it does, I'm going to have some cool framework stuff. So you've got your PC characters or your NPCs or whatever like that. But you're going to need somebody for them to fight. And there are a ton of kobolds in this box. And not only that, there's a ton of pieces of kobolds in this box. So if you magnetize them correctly, when your barbarian goes through the kobold pile, you can just kind of fling the arms and legs off and stuff.
I was about to say, if you just take them off as your characters.
I absolutely know this was not part of your childhood, but the crash test dummy dolls that used to be, like, they had action figures of crash test dummies. It was a weird time in the 90s for kids. They were making toys out of whatever we could buy, basically. I think it was a TV show as well. I think. I don't know. I had crash test dummy toys and you'd press a button and they would just explode. It was really fun.
I think there was, like, a kid's cartoon
I'm sure.
where it was, I don't think it was called Crash Test Dummy, but it was called Crash Test something.
Yeah, that was when they could be like, well, here's a toy line and a cartoon.
Yeah.
We're not going to pay for advertising, but here's the cartoon.
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe. I'm just going to see how many people I can make mad with that. Transformers. Anyway, so you've got kobolds, and then when they've killed enough kobolds to level up for the big guy, these guys are also on sale. These big boys. And these are actually really cool. This is Baelor here, who I guess is a flame demon lord of... Somebody's getting mad right now and going to be like, actually, Baelor is the 9th level guardian of something something. But it's cool. It's actually a real big figure as well. So if you, like, need a Core Knight demon or just something else like that. And it comes with 1 million pieces and like 15 flame pieces too. So you can set the rest of your miniatures on fire with that guy. This one was way too far away. I don't think this one is on sale, but it is relatively new. We have the Dungeons & Dragons Tarot deck. It's really cool art. I'm not going to open it because very limited edition copies, but go grab one. It's neat. It's got stuff on it. Tarot cards.
I don't know what else we have.
Whoa, it's heavy.
So
this is
heavy.
the newest thing. So if you got your dungeons, but I need something else.
Do you need...
It's Dungeons and.
Do you need Great Worms of Draka?
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. That was... I was supposed to say dragons.
Dragons.
Yeah, Dungeons and.
Is that what these are?
Yes, and.
I'm sorry. I know.
This improv
Look,
class is not going well. Go get someone from the audience. I heard laundromat. Okay. So
Dungeons
this is
and Laundromat?
Dungeons and Laundromats. It's probably a game. So there's a collection of these guys over here at the store. I'm going to try not to drop them on the microphone directly, and I know that with the shrink wrap and reflective wrap, this is not going to show up on camera very well, so I'm going to try to angle it away from the light so you can kind of see. These are some massive dragons. These are, if you're a Warhammer player, equivalent to like the Karazi character, like the big dragon models from Stormcast. They're really cool. It's a Kickstarter funded thing. The way this works is you've got the giant boss fight here. The book basically is a campaign setting, and you work through multiple level campaigns that end up fighting one of the various big dragons, which is like a CR 30. I assume you know what that means. And so there's multiple types of dragons. I just grabbed this guy because he was the one on top, basically. So you get one of these guys and this, and you kind of have this really cool campaign, and here's the big boss fight. So by the time I'm going to say by the time you finish painting this, your players are ready to fight it. By the time you put a base coat on this, and maybe dry brush a wing or so, your players are ready to fight it. So that's kind of neat. Like, you can get your character set up, run through the games, I threw the book over, go to space, get some space magic, come back and fight a dragon. I think that's just what Dungeons & Dragons is about, really. At this point, it is.
I mean, sure, why not?
Back in my day, it was about Thaco and rolling to hit an elf. Thaco was to hit armor class 0.
Is it to say which edition of Dungeons & Dragons was this one?
I played first, because I had old man friends, and like, I don't know why they didn't play second, because by that point, second was out. But we played first. I have all the first books, and it's great, because it's like, what was your class, and race, and culture? Elf. Just, I'm the elf in the party. And then we moved to 3rd edition, and it went bananas after that. That's my favorite.
I think 3rd was the first one that I played.
I think that's like everybody, because that was everybody that didn't start playing Dungeons and Dragons, but not everybody. A lot of people that didn't start playing because of Critical Role and like the explosion of like celebrity Dungeons and Dragons kind of stuff. I think 3rd is like where they got a lot of exposure. I don't know. I'm just talking about D&D stuff here, and I haven't played that game in like 4 years.
That's not true. It hasn't been that long.
It was pre-2020, wasn't it? And 2020 counts as 5 years. We've established on the show 2020 is canonically a 5-year year.
We did some digital. We did a couple of digital sessions.
I vaguely remember this.
That happened.
Oh, I think, yeah, because I remember I got my miniatures out, and then one of the saddest things during the quarantine is getting my miniatures out, and then we're going to fight some zombies, and then running over to the shelf and getting some zombies so I could, like, have the little... let's get away from the depression on that. And let's talk about some other stuff. Well, we got a lot of viewers today. Or they're all logging in and off. It's hard to tell. So, Gigabytes, Pokemon Month. Get all your D&D stuff ready to go. If you, it's a good time to start a campaign because you've got some holidays coming up, and that's a. Hopefully, you can like nail down your players enough to get a couple of games out of your campaign.
People have time off, which means they have time available, right?
Yes, it's your time, DMs. This hat really is tight. This is a child's hat, and I have a fat head. So that's all the D&D stuff. Wanted to talk real fast before we get into, I think you had some Pokemon trivia or weird facts that we're going to go through, and I want you all to play along at home. But let's move this guy over here directly into the frame. So this is Freezing Inferno. We've actually talked about this on the show before. This is made by a good friend of ours, and it is a really cool game. He previously made March of the Drina, which I, as a wargamer, actually really liked, which is... It's going to sound weird to say that it's rare, but a lot of times out-of-the-box war games, I'm kind of like, it's so much to learn. I'd rather play something like Bolt Action or Warhammer like that. But I love March on the Tree. It had some really cool ideas, like hidden deployments, a calendar system. Freezing Inferno takes even more cool ideas for this, so I'm 100% putting the Zach stamp on, like, this is a fun game. I like the way it looks. I love the fact that with any of his games that are based in historical things, if you kind of you're playing along with what actually happened there. So you're getting to kind of see how these battles played out. But you can also sort of do the Elseworlds alternate universe style if you want to, and just try to see, well, what if they had done this instead? You know, what if this had kind of worked? It's really neat. This is still on Kickstarter. There'll be a link somewhere in the chat at some point or on the video description where you can back it. I think it has 11 days left or so. It's fully funded, and it's going to be published by Giga Games, distributed by Bridge. That's all 2 feet that way. So if you're worried about backing Kickstarters that don't show up, about faces or whatnot, don't worry on this one. It's absolutely going to be here. And it's a cool game. It's heavy, too.
It is.
That's why I had to slide it over the side.
It's a heavy box.
His games have so much stuff in them. Yeah. There's just the map on this thing. Look on the website for it. It's like the size of you. Like, it's a full, really cool map.
I am small.
You are small, but it's a big map, too. So So yeah, and it's the USSR versus Finland in 1939 to 1940. Because I think someone's probably going to ask like, what exactly was this? And that's what it was. So historically accurate, but you could also just go crazy with it. Have a good time. So back it on Kickstarter. It's going to be showing up relatively soon, but make sure you can get all the Kickstarter goodies and stuff in there. Obviously, we'll have it for sale later, but supporting it and getting it early is kind of cool. And you get all the goodies and whatnot, the bonuses. I haven't looked at the Kickstarter in a couple of days, so I don't know what level they're at, but I know they were funded within a day. No, not even that. I think it was like an hour. Yeah. It was funded.
It was pretty quick.
I know it was funded because when it launched, I had my stuff ready to go out for marketing an hour after, and it was immediately outdated because it was already funded. So, good job, everybody.
That's the good kind of outdated.
Yeah, perfect. We love to see that.
Yeah.
So, Freezing Inferno, it's oh wow, it's real blurry in front of the camera right now. I'm going to try to move this back into focal range a little bit while I prepare for what I think is going to be some Pokemon trivia.
It is.
Oh boy, all right.
This is an assortment of Pokemon trivia as well, so...
So here we go. If you're playing along at home, let's get some answers in the comments for the Pokemon trivia. So we'll give you a few seconds, and I don't know, maybe if someone gets a bunch of stuff right, we'll give them a prize or something. Maybe something we can find in here.
Who knows?
Who knows?
All right. Do you remember what year?
I can't look because your screen has the.
So actually, you can if you really want to, because I have to click on the view
answer
portion of it.
Okay.
So you can actually read this if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
What year was Pokemon Go released?
June 2016.
You're actually close. It was July.
July 2016. Dang it! So
but you got the year right.
Close.
So.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I'm proud of that or not.
I'm also not sure whether I should be proud of you or not.
All right, I'll give the rest of you a chance to answer the rest of them because I apparently knew that really well.
Oh gracious! Do you know when the Pokemon franchise was created?
All right, here's the first one to open it up for everybody. Oh, good. Bookus put in the Freezing Inferno Kickstarter link already for us. Thank you for doing that, so I do not forget. It's in there right now. And the question was,
what year was the Pokemon franchise created?
What year was the Pokemon franchise created?
All right, when was it created?
We're going to give you a few seconds to answer that.
I don't think I actually know the answer to this.
I know when the American games came out, because that's a core memory for me. Is getting the Game Boy and Pokemon Red.
Well, what year did the American games come out?
Okay, I know. I got mine in 95.
Okay.
It was between 94 and 95. It was somewhere in there. So, but that would have been 2 years behind the Pocket Monsters games, maybe? I don't know.
Should we look at our answer?
Let's find out. What's the answer?
So the answer is actually 1995. But the creator of Pokemon first thought of the idea around 1989.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's weird that this, he first thought of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It does also have the caveat in here, although it was different than what we know now. So what he first thought of is the idea that led into Pokemon.
If I remember correctly, because it was called Pocket Monsters, it was originally much more violent. If I'm thinking, I can't remember correctly, but I remember that at some point there was talk of your Pokemon would actually die, and then the children of your Pokemon would carry out. It was going to be a generational system, which they kind of put in later on with the breeding and stuff like that, where you could have the eggs and whatnot. But it's kind of an interesting concept.
Slightly terrifying though.
It gets a little too close to real animal fighting at that point. Pokemon's a little strange like that.
Dark.
Yes, Pokemon is a dark game.
Yeah,
Marowak.
That's you don't think about it too hard. Just don't think about it too hard. Who created the Pokemon franchise?
The Pokemon Company. I don't know this one.
I don't think I know this one either. This is the nitty gritty kind of Pokemon trivia.
Yeah.
But, I'm sure somebody knows this. I am not that person.
We'll give him a few seconds. Give him another one too.
Give him another one too?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Everyone's gonna know that one, but here's a teaser. What's the slogan of the Pokemon franchise?
Oh, we do want to do that one though, because I liked the
Japanese translation one is really good. Yeah. I think it's acquire Pokemon, disregard currency. Sounds right.
Sounds like a Pokemon game I'd be interested in playing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe that's just Team Rocket's.
I think that's the thing. When are we going to get a Pokemon game where we play as the bad guys? Although the bad guys aren't really bad guys anymore in the games. Team Skull was genuinely not bad guys at all. Team Loud, I think, was the ones in the other one. Was like they're just loud cheerleaders. They're soccer hooligans, basically, is what they were.
I fall off somewhere around like Gen 5. Like I have vague bits and pieces, but like I couldn't tell you.
It's strange that the Team Rocket and Giovanni was like, oh, this is bad, and then ever since it's like, oh, hold on, wait a minute, they might actually be kind of right on some of these things, except for the one that the guy was just want to flood the world entirely with water. That would have killed a lot of people, so I think that's bad. Or the one where the final fight is against your friend's mom, who is merged with a Ultra Beast from another dimension. That's a real Pokemon game. It's the one with the Ultra Beasts in it. They come through wormholes and like they destroy reality. It's crazy. It's cool. It's cool. Sometimes Pokemon games go wild.
What did I miss?
But who created this Pokemon game?
The answer is Satoshi Tajiri. I'm going to hope that I said that at least remotely correctly.
Probably got close enough.
Apparently he also worked on Mario spin-offs and was a producer for the Detective Pikachu movie.
Which is one of the best video game movies we've ever gotten.
It's true.
Which is weird. That's not a thing that I ever thought. Like, every time I saw more about that in production, I was like, oh, this is just Dungeons and Dragons, and who would ever think they could make another Dungeons and Dragons movie that was good?
And yet.
Yeah, oh, God. But it was like, okay, cool. It's a Detective Pikachu and they're real-life Pokemon, but it's not like any of the regions because it's like modern day.
Yeah.
That's probably fine. Ryan Reynolds, all right, whatever. And it was really good.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely pretty cool.
Actually very much enjoyed that.
Weird.
So the answer for the slogan, if you'd like that one as well, is the gotta catch 'em all, which I'm sure everybody knows. Yeah. But the Japanese equivalent for the slogan is get Pokemon.
I like that because it's either fun, like get Pokemon, or like get Pokemon.
I mean, there is an exclamation mark at the end of it, so
it can be real threatening. It's like, hey, get Pokemon. Go Pokemon yourself.
Go Pokemon yourself.
All right, I think we have time for a couple more trivia things. Because we have work to do. Because as we announced on the last show, the Bridge Giga Empire is moving to a new location, which is, we've been there a couple of times now, and soon we're going to have like a little walkthrough when all the walls are up and the paint's kind of done before stuff moves in and show you all how cool the studios are going to be. All of the neat things are coming down the line. But the bad part is that we have to pack up and move everything.
There's a lot to move.
There's a lot to move. I don't know if you all know this, but Bridge has over 1,600 SKUs in inventory, and that's just one part of the things that we do. There's a lot of stuff going on here. We're gonna put a lot of things in boxes.
We are going to be packing boxes to ship to people, and also packing boxes for ourselves to move.
Just pack ourselves into the boxes.
We should.
It's the coffin. It's the final box we ever pack.
I fit in some of those boxes.
Yeah.
Can happen.
All right, well that's how we'll ship you there, so you don't have to drive back and forth. All right, I looked over and I saw this one. This is a good one.
All right, what was the first Pokemon that Ash caught himself? I do actually know the answer to this one.
I like that they specified caught himself.
Yes.
Because Ash was legendarily bad at being a Pokemon master for like a lot. But now he can lift a 4-ton Pokemon in one hand. And he finally won, so like, leave that 12-year-old alone.
He's
15.
The waits for Pokemon baffle me. Because like, when you're playing the video games, like, you can, like, conceptualize kind of that when they're, like, small or large. Like, Onix is a large Pokemon. Like,
yeah.
You know that.
Wailord. How does Wailord fight anything? Like, is it just like, go Pikachu, go Wailord? Oh, well, I win.
It's a whale.
Yeah. Sometimes, and that's always the one in the game where I'm like, I'm always disappointed because they make it much smaller and he just kind of floats. I'm like, no, I want to throw a whale at somebody. That's how I win.
Just by throwing a whale on top of someone.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
Listen, Free Willy could have gone a lot worse if he hadn't got that trajectory correct. How many Free Willy references have there been on the Rambles ever?
I don't know.
Probably not. Hey, Becca, is it AT-AT or AT-AT?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not enough of a Star Wars fan to actually know the answer to this. Okay. I heard this debate happening.
That's what I was trying to get more people on my side. I know Jen's watching and she agrees with me that it's not AT-AT. I also after that, I got tagged in like 4 different memes of like the walker on 2 at symbols. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you can have people in your life that will just...
Roast me. Yeah, why not? But it is AT-AT. Because it's not Anyway, I'm done. Thor! Thor! Okay, now we've hit all the points. Now we can do a couple more pieces of trivia. We can wrap it up. You all can go get some of these awesome products, and we can get back to work.
To answer the question, what was the first Pokemon that Ash caught himself? It was Caterpie.
It was.
And I
because he found Charmander.
Yeah.
Pikachu adopted him.
Yes. Squirtle also adopted him.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
Spearow tried to kill him.
It's true. I think he caught that.
No, I'm thinking of in the appearance of Pokemon. Wasn't it weird that he saw like what appeared to be Ho-Oh in like the first episode?
Yes.
That was always strange as a kid. I was like, what was that?
Yeah.
When is that going to come back up? And it did.
Yeah. It did eventually.
Yeah.
But
Caterpie. Yeah.
I also remember that being that Caterpie like catching being a little Caterpie looked very sad at points in that episode, I remember, and
how many Caterpies did like you catch in a Pokemon game? Like it's one of the first ones you go at. And so I think it was kind of like a dog that understands that the owner's trying its best.
That's fair.
Ash was just doing the best he could.
Whenever I played the games, I was always the person that I caught like one of each. I never caught like multiples typically.
It's weird now because Pokemon Go, but if the core of Pokemon is catch a friend and then become friends with it, Pokemon Go is, and then shove them into a grinder for candy, and then do that 700 times because you got one with better stats that you want to evolve. And in the new, it's like a year old now, the Pokemon Legends Arceus, you have to catch multiple ones in order to fill up your Pokedex. You don't just get one; you have to catch like bunches of them, and then do things like watch them do a certain attack. It's really cool, but you do kind of get that same thing where it's like, well, I have 15 Geodudes. Whoa, which one of you is going to make the cut? And who's making rock candy?
So I like the next one that I've got for trivia, which is what is the most common type of Pokemon? Because we were actually talking about types.
Yeah, that's challenging because it's not gonna be normal. I think.
No,
I think that's like a false.
Especially since some of these types have changed as well. Like, as we've gotten more generations,
we've added in
more types.
Yeah.
Because some of them got retyped. But, like, the most common one.
I don't know.
I think I know this answer.
All right, let's do one more. Let's do 17 as well.
How many types of Pokemon are there?
All right, so we got 2 more questions. If I see an answer in there that is correct before we get it, you get a prize. Because, I got a prize to give out. I didn't tell you what it was. I'm not going to tell you what it is until it gives out. Or maybe I won't. Who knows? This is what happens when I'm on doing the show. All right. So we'll give you a few more seconds. We'll talk about Pokemon stuff.
I still don't know that I know how many types of Pokemon there are.
I don't
Because, again, there are...
The chart is huge.
It's only gotten bigger.
I have trouble now remembering what the heck counters some stuff. Where I'm like, cool, I know that's a dark poison. What counters that? A fairy rock? Rock fairy? Is that just the Tooth Fairy starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? I think it is. That's what counters it.
Wouldn't fighting be super effective?
I don't know.
Because I think fighting is super effective against dark and poison? I don't remember.
Here's how I play every Pokemon game. I catch like 5 Pokemon that I like, that I think are cool, and it usually ends up with like 4 of one type, and then like 1 of a type that's worthless. Like, oh good, a fairy normal. It's going to take double damage from everything. And then I take my starter, and I level him up insanely. And then that's the guy that I just throw at gym leaders to kill them. And everybody else is just having a good time.
So I got Pokemon Shield like last week. And started playing it and realized that I've been so conditioned to like take the fire type as the starter that like that's just what I default to, and I know basically nothing about Pokemon Shield, so I was like, guess this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is gonna I don't know how this is gonna go.
I liked all the starters in Shield. They were okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that one of the legendaries, I like the dog with the shield neck. I didn't like the one that just has a sword in his mouth. Like, it's just a dog carrying a sword. That's a thing that can happen if you live in a dangerous neighborhood. All right.
I don't know what kind of neighborhoods you're living in.
Neighborhoods with dogs and swords in them.
All right. So.
Is that not your HOA in your neighborhood? A dog with a gun in its mouth? Anyway.
Yeah.
I live in a weird place.
We have cats and raccoons.
Then that means you have a war brewing underneath the city streets. A war for dumpsters.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
Should
What
we-
is the most common type of Pokemon?
Water.
Water. Okay. 133 water type Pokemon so far. Oh, cool.
I wonder if that's specifically like just water Pokemon, or if that includes.
I'm
Like...
betting it includes cross things. Also, I'm betting like because technically Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise that's 3, so
Yeah.
like all the starters is going to add 3 to the water.
That makes sense though, because they do have like, I mean, you have entire oceans
Yes.
that are literally
True.
just water Pokemon and sometimes flying Pokemon. Like,
Oh, the most common Pokemon should have been Zubat. Just Zubat in a cave. Because man, that was
that's true.
you new Pokemon players don't know the horrors of having to go through the cave with TM Flash and then just getting attacked by a Zubat every 2 feet. You went into that cave level like 30, you came out level 50 and a man. Because you killed so many bats to get out of there. Alright, and the final question. How many types of Pokemon are there?
The answer is 18.
I don't
That's
believe you.
basically a legal adult.
That's a lot of Pokemon. Here they are. Let's hear them out while I drink. I'm gonna drink while you read off every one. You won't see my lips move, but yet the sound will be happening.
All right, we have normal, fire, water, grass, flying, fighting, poison, electric, ground, rock, psychic, ice, bug, ghost, steel, dragon, dark, and fairy.
I should not have done that with a Coke.
Carbonation get to you?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. That's a lot
That is a lot.
because I know Dark and Fairy got added on later on.
Yeah.
Because that's why I don't ever know how to do anything with a Dark type Pokemon because I don't it
Yeah.
never the 12-year-old brain. Well, I was 15 in 95. No, 10 in 95. So the 10-year-old brain that solidified the damage chart.
Yeah.
When they added 2 more, it doesn't work anymore. Like Kelly Bundy, if you put information in, it comes out the other side. It's a Married with Children reference that no one's going to get but me.
Yeah, you're on your own with that
Yeah,
one.
maybe David will watch it and tell me what he would have said.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
I'm with you. But yeah, no, 18 is a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
And then when
It's
they
too many.
allowed for having 2 types per Pokemon, that's a lot of cross.
It is, and there's some weird ones too. We were talking about like what was the one?
There was
Was it water? That wasn't water poison. It was poison.
No, it was raw. No, fighting poison.
Fighting poison. No, I don't know. There's a bunch of weird types. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There. You can Google like unique Pokemon types, and there is like a list that's like, yeah, this one singular evolution is the only Pokemon that has this combination of types, and it was an interesting list.
What was it? It was Nihilgo, wasn't it? Nihilgo. I don't know how
Yes.
to say it. The jellyfish that's not tentacruel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that one was like a rock poison,
Psychic
something like
poison
that.
rock. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Something like that.
How long before they add a 3rd type onto all the Pokemon and retroactively have to go back and do that? And
Don't speak that into existence. I don't.
well,
need
luckily
that.
they're probably not going to do that. Instead, they'll give you a legendary that turns into a motorcycle that you can ride. How does an organic wheel work? It doesn't. I don't know how that thing works. I think we've hit the weird side of
Oh,
the
God.
Pokemon where it's like, how does any of this actually
I'm
exist?
gonna be thinking about this all day now.
When you put Diglett in the ball, like, are you taking him out of the ground, or when you throw him out, is like, how does?
Didn't we agree that we weren't gonna think too
Yeah,
deeply on
Machamp
this?
is just Goro. It's just a Goro, basically. I don't know what Goro's race was in Mortal Kombat, and I'm really ashamed that I can't remember what Goro was in Mortal Kombat right now, or I'd say that. Because there were several of them, actually. Yeah, I think we should probably get out of here while I go look up some deep Mortal Kombat lore
Oh gosh.
for the next show, which is just going to be Mortal Kombat, I guess.
David's gonna be so confused when
He's
he comes back.
absolutely going to be confused. He's probably watching right now, just shaking his head, and I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to all of you that watched the show, but thank you for watching the show. We're going to get out of here.
I did my best.
You did fantastic. Thank you for being a fantastic co-host, and we will see you all next time.